What a spectacular looking crowd we have tonight. It's tea time, darlings. It's tea time. So, I've popped on my kettle. We're going to make us a cup of tea. And we're going to spill some tea on Thursdays. So, the first thing we're going to do today is we are going to disclaimer. And I'm going to explain to you guys what spill the tea means. Just in case you don't know. Spill the tea means gossip. It's time to talk the real, talk the dirt. We try to keep it on a very positive side. I know some of you feel like, spill the tea time is not as positive as our other features. It's a little different. It's a little bit different, and we talk the real. So that's our disclaimer. If you guys don't like dishing the dirt, if you don't like talking the gossip, if you don't like it when I talk about things that are sometimes a little bit negative that happen to me, tune in an hour and we're going to make cookies. But this hour is about spilling the tea. So we're going to get on the down and dirty, and we're going to talk about some of the less than awesome things that have been going on recently. Hello, Miss Jen. Hugs and kisses. It's so nice to see you. Joette, Faye, it's so awesome to see you. Miss Crystal and Kim on Facebook. So, what kind of tea are we going to have today? Last time we had cinnamon. And the time before that, let's do berry blast. Berry blast explosion today. So, our topics for today that we're going to cover. We are going to talk about Facebook jail, my nemesis. We're going to talk about some of the fake friends we have in our lives. And we're going to talk about fighting the man and what options we have. And if the man is Facebook, not a lot. I'm just gonna let you know. If the man you're fighting is Facebook, he's kind of got your balls. I'm just sorry. Sorry. Facebook's all sorry, not sorry, Dory. Oh my God, that rhymes. Aha. Thanks, Facebook. That's my least favorite joke. I'm just saying. I've probably never heard that joke before. Sorry, Dory. That rhymes. Thanks, Facebook. Thanks. So let's start there. And I know that a couple of times we've briefly touched on what happens with me and Facebook, but we've never really gotten all that in depth. And whenever I mention Facebook jail, everybody is like, oh my God, Dory, what did you do? You're such a bad girl. What did you do? Oh, you naughty girl. So, the best I can understand is that Facebook, is run by robots, and those robots decide how much stuff you're allowed to do every 2 weeks. So if you make a certain amount of posts, you get a certain amount of friends, you comment on a certain amount of things, Facebook decides how many of those things you're allowed to do. So Miss Jen, loving the sweater. I picked it up at the church sale, so I have no idea where it came from, but I love it too. So Facebook determines how many things you're allowed to do. Now, when I very first started using Facebook for keto, I never used it for anything else. Like, I would turn on my Facebook once every couple of months, if it needed me to or not. I'd check out everybody in high school and junior high, what they're up to. You see if your ex-boyfriends, new girlfriends are better looking than you. That's pretty much all I used Facebook for. So when I caught the keto bug, and I started using Facebook for keto, I immediately got my very first Facebook jail. So 2 weeks in, I got my first Facebook jail. I got a notification from Facebook that said, you have made 28 posts. You have commented on those same 28 posts, and you've made 19 new friends in this 2-week period. That's too much. So I got my very first official Facebook jail, and for 1 week, I was not allowed to post anywhere, comment anywhere, accept or send any new friend requests for 1 week. And that was my very first Facebook jail. It was Like I said, 2 weeks into starting to use for keto. And then what I discovered is that Facebook checks your algorithm every 2 weeks. So every single 2 weeks, I got Facebook jail. Every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks for the last year and a half. It just is. Like, I don't think I'm ever actually out of Facebook jail, and it never tells you how long you can't do things for. When you try to do something, it just pops up and says, oh, you've been temporarily blocked from this action. And then I just try to do it until I can do it again. So I never know. And it's inconsistent. So if I do a live for you guys, and we do a live recipe tutorial, and I go in and I heart your comments and I try to reply to them, it will only allow me a certain amount of responses, and then it pops up and says you are temporarily blocked from doing this action. So what I've discovered is that there's no space for growth in the algorithm, because in the last year and a half, I've consistently done more things on Facebook, and my algorithm limit has stayed the same. So when I got my Facebook jail last week, it flagged me for exactly the same amount of things. 28 posts, 28 comments, and this time I had 17 friends. So in a year and a half, nowhere in there has Facebook allowed for the fact that my page has been growing, that the amount of activity that I do is more. Now, I've recently started researching Facebook algorithms because I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me why, everybody can do all this stuff on Facebook and they can comment like 50,000 different things and I can't. I don't understand. Jen, yes, I did cut my hair. We went for a bob after the last 2 haircuts, and I'm loving the color. I love it, love it, love it. We're going to do something fun again before I go to Vegas too. We're going to bleach it all out and do something crazy. So the other issue that I came across is I have a lot of content on Facebook. There's a lot of content on my page, in my group. So I decided a few months ago that we would start subgroups so that it would be easier for you guys to find specific content. So recipes are in the recipe subgroup. Mindset is in the mindset subgroup. Bariatrics information is in the bariatric subgroup. Now here's the problem that I've encountered with that. So when I did my research on Facebook algorithms, it recommends that you don't make more than 5 posts a day total. Now, it's already flagging me for making 2 posts, whatever. But you can't make more than 5 posts a day. So this is what makes me giggle. Because the average normal person who uses Facebook, they're like, good morning, hi guys. And then the next post, oh my God, it's breakfast. Oh, lunchtime, I'm doing this today. And they can post like 50,000 things a day. But I'm only supposed to post 5. Now, here's my problem. When I do my first post in the morning, I need to share that to my personal page, main group, the subgroups, and then I've already taken up my 5 things for the whole day. That's it. There's your 5 things, Dory. That's it. You said good morning. Nobody needs to hear from you now for today. You've said enough things. Thank you very much. So, I've spent a lot of time thinking on it. I've spent a lot of time researching it. I've spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to fix my Facebook algorithm. And I've come to the conclusion that after a year and a half, I'm kind of done fighting with Facebook. So, this is what's going to happen. I'm not going to leave Facebook, and group will still stay on Facebook. But Facebook is no longer going to be our main platform. It's too difficult. It limits the sharing of content too much. It makes it too hard, and I'm tired of fighting it all the time. So you will still find my content on Facebook, but we're going to stop doing lives to Facebook. So when we go live, we're going to go live from Instagram and YouTube instead. So if you don't use Instagram, you can catch me live on YouTube. But after today, because we're going to do the last cooking live today, we're not going to go live from Facebook anymore. I will save the YouTube content. I will save the Instagram content to post on Facebook for you, but we will no longer be using Facebook as our main live content outlet. It's too hard, it's too much. And if I spend the next 2 years fighting Facebook like I've spent the last 2 years fighting Facebook, I will give up. Like, it's too frustrating on the regular to deal with it every day. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus where we've been having more fun anyways. We're going to focus on Instagram. We're going to focus on YouTube, and Facebook will still be around. It's just not going to be my main focus platform. It's too exhausting. So this is what's going to happen. We're going to pare down the groups. So we're going to keep main group, Colorful Keto Lifestyle. We're going to keep the recipe subgroup because I think that one is good for just food. We're going to keep the science of being social because that's where I teach you guys to do what I do, to have a group, to have a public page. And the other subgroups we're going to let go of. So we're going to let go of the Mindset Matters. We're going to let go of the What is Keto, and we're going to let go of the Bariatrics Fam. I don't have the ability to continually share to 5 Facebook groups. So we're going to pare down what we've got going on Facebook, and we're going to start focusing honestly where we have more fun. If you guys aren't already on Instagram, I know you guys are watching me on Instagram, but you guys, if you aren't already on Instagram, it's way cooler. Like, I'm just saying, like, all the cool people are on Instagram. So come join us over on Instagram. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you run over and subscribe and hit the notifications, because after today, we're going to start doing the main live content from YouTube and not Facebook. And I don't want you guys to miss it live. If you want to just catch it as a post after on Facebook, you're welcome to, but I don't want you to miss out on the live content if you want to be there when we're live. And we're just not going to do that from Facebook anymore. We're just not. Today, I'll give you guys the cookies we're making. We'll do that on Facebook. And then starting tomorrow with our regular Fun Flavor Friday, we're going to be doing that over on YouTube instead. And YouTube is just as easy when I'm live. You can still comment. It doesn't have hearts. You can't like hit the hearts, but you could type them in. That's what Dory does. YouTube also does limit how many comments you can make in a certain amount of time. So I will let you guys know that YouTube has spanked my fingers too when I was watching somebody live, and they're like, "You're commenting too many things. Take a break and try again." And I'm like, why does all this social media not understand that I say too many things? Like, that's it. Bottom line, Dory says lots of things. Dory never says, like, 2 things. Like, come on. Dory never says. Joette says, "I'm cool now. I practically quit Facebook." And you know what? I think so many of us are leaning that way. The Facebook format has it's gotten so out of hand. It is so much about the ads and the money, and your content doesn't get viewed unless it's, commented on a certain amount of times, unless it's got a certain amount of engagement. And I think that's one of the other issues that I'm having, because my content is so spread out. It's hard to get enough engagement on that content for it to be seen. So I think that by paring down where I'm posting on Facebook, that it will help in the long run, because I don't know what else to do. Like, Facebook is not going to stop fighting me. I've pinged the robots. I will ping them every 2 weeks from now until eternity. I even contemplated paying someone to find out, like, getting an analyst to get in there and figure out my page. But at the end of the day, it's not worth it. There are things that I can invest my money in that is a worthwhile investment for you guys. Investing my money in product, investing it in equipment, that helps us in the long run. It helps me put out better content. I don't feel like spending my money to figure out why Facebook hates me is a good spending of my money. So I've spent the last couple weeks contemplating how I was going to fix it, and I think sadly this is the answer. I think that, you know what, when Facebook decides it loves me back, I might come back. I might consider taking you back, Facebook. I'll think about it. I don't know. But for now, we're just going to move our live content. It's not going to be on Facebook. So that is our topic number 1. Next, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about some of the people in our lives. We have all had, friends who weren't really our friends, or people who pretended they were our friends to, get the best benefit of our friendship. So I want to just briefly touch on that today, because this is also something you're going to encounter if you want to build your own keto community. If you want to start a group, build a group, have a page, and you want to build a community of your own, these are issues. It happens in real life. It happens online. It happens in your networking. So I want you guys to be aware and, always have your best interest at heart, and, always keep your radar on. watch for the red flags, and take a little time to analyze your relationships on the regular so that you know if you're both benefiting from that relationship or not. Sherry says, who cares about Facebook? We love you. I love you too, Sherry. Just Facebook is not loving us these days. So now, the last thing I want to talk to you guys about is, fighting the misinformation, fighting the man, trying to get the good knowledge out there and being able to share our community. Now, what I have learned in the last year and a half is that the way that Facebook and other social media allows you to share things is what limits us. That is honestly what is limiting us, because there are only a certain amount of things that each of us can share, right? So that's where we come as a team. Where as a team, we need to be able to share, comment, and engage in the content that we really love. And I know how hard it is. Everything pops up in your feed and you're like, open it. Oh yeah, that's good. Click on to the next. Yeah, I saw that notification. Click on to the next. But the way Facebook works is if you click at it, you look at it, but you didn't like it or comment, Facebook assumes you don't like that content, and then it shows you less of that content. So the only way that you get in your feed the regular content you want is to be active with that content. And it's hard. I have a hard time too, trying to, get around to see your guys' posts and love up on them and comment on them. So I think if we narrow down our focus, that we can honestly spend more time together, being more interactive together. Less posts in more areas mean one spot where we can hang out together and chat, instead of 5 posts in 5 different spots where we feel obligated to, show the love, pop in, give it a thumbs up, give it a heart, give it a comment. And it's exhausting for us all. I'm exhausted. Are you guys exhausted? Are you as tired as I am of chasing everything around on Facebook? I think it's just tiresome for us. So I really feel like this is the right choice. Like I said, I didn't just jump to this decision. I've been really weighing it quite strong on my heart, because I do love what's going on Facebook content wise, but sharing of content, it's just getting worse and worse and worse, and it's becoming more and more difficult. And this last year and a half, my main focus has always been Facebook. Facebook was the main focus. Build public page, build our group, get our tribe together was my main focus. Instagram and YouTube kind of took a back seat. And the truth of it is, with Facebook being the way it is, it's cost us a lot of time together. a lot of time, a lot of knowledge, a lot of the things that we could have shared together, we didn't get to. So I think instead of beating my head against the Facebook wall, I'm going to focus where we are having a good time, where we are able to share our content effectively. Now, I would say there are two things that make me sad. The only thing that makes me sad about Instagram is you can't share pictures, right? In the comments, I hope they fix that one day. And the same thing with YouTube. You can comment links, but not pictures. So let's hope. Let's hope they get a little bit better format down the road. And we're able to share things a little bit more effectively. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of research as well. Nancy was telling me today that YouTube has done some more updates, and they've now included something similar to Facebook Watch Party. So it's called Premiere Video. So I'm going to do a little bit more research on that and figure out how that works, because although I love Watch Party, every time I host one, Facebook kicks me out. And I don't mean out of the page, I mean all the way out of Facebook. And to come back, I have to change my password, verify all of the things I've done over the last 2 weeks. It logs me out of all of my devices, disconnects me from everywhere, every time. Almost every time I host a watch party. So if we can do the same format on YouTube, I'm going to research that today and see if we can do some of that. And we'll just have to wait for the other platforms to grow a little bit and to change their content a little bit. And I know for people like my awesome Pat, Keto Tiny and Vintage, a lot of people aren't allowed Facebook. So it may cut us off from some people, but I think in the long run, I think Instagram and YouTube is where we need to be sharing together. I think it's going to allow us to grow together. And I feel like Facebook just becomes more and more suffocating every day. So I still love my Facebook group. I love all my Facebook peoples. It's just not going to be main focus anymore, so that we can grow. We need to grow. We need to share more content and learn together. And Facebook is just limiting by too much. So if you guys have any questions, we can do open questions in here too and chat about that. If you guys have any specific questions about, Facebook, about issues you're having with your friends, we can chat about that too. Miss Karen, it's so nice to see you. Sharon, hugs, darling, hugs. And I know it's not just me. I know I'm not the only one who struggles with Facebook. So please don't think this is all just about me being like, oh, poor Dory, feel bad for me. Because I know I'm not the only one who's struggling with Facebook. I think I'm just the first to get up to the trough and said I've drank enough. Like, I've had it. I've had it. I'm done. So secondary content will be on Facebook and from now on YouTube. And I really like YouTube's platform too. So it's less glitchy for our videos. I think we're going to have some fun. Paola, I love the jacket too. It's my favorite new hoodie. Like, I love it. I have no idea where it came from. I don't even know what brand it is, to be honest with you. I'm sure it's got a brand somewhere on it written. I just don't know. I don't know. But I know it's purple and it's green, and it makes me so very, very happy. Louise says she dislikes Facebook also. Sherry Garrett says, I'm even cooler. I'm on both. Louise says, cooler than that, I'm on all three. I love you, ladies. Hello, Miss Monica. It's so nice to see you. So awesome to hang out with you today. Thank you for joining me. And Crystal says you always gotta watch out for you. And that's the bottom line. We all have our intuition. We all know what's going on. Sometimes we know somebody's taking advantage of us and we don't really mind. I've been there before. I'm Dory. I like 70-30 friendships. Somehow I've always felt like I'm a good friend if I'm doing more. So I often will put myself in situations and friendships and relationships where I give more and they take more. And I'm okay with that in the beginning. And then eventually you get to the point where, you know what, the amount that you're willing to offer isn't good enough. And, you know, more and more things are expected of you. So, ooh, Sherry posted a picture of a cat eating ice cream, and she said, that's Carrie Brown's ice cream. My God. I love your sense of humor, girl. That's fantastic. You're going to have to tell me how you got the picture to show up during the live, because I can actually see it in the comments. I'm going to turn around so you guys can see. Look, you could actually see it in the comments. That is absolutely hilarious. I love it. I don't know how to do that. You're going to have to share that secret with me. I'll tell you what. And we love Miss Carrie Brown. If you have not checked out her recipes yet, you're missing out on life. I have to tell you that. She has an amazing, amazing cookbook collection. Sherry says, I wish I knew. She doesn't know how she did it. My goodness. I think that's my favorite. I'm like, I don't know how I did that, but obviously I figured out how to do it. Maybe I can figure it out again. Usually not. Usually I can do things one time and then I never figure it out again. And then I watch a YouTube video about how to do it. That's my dirty little secret. If I forget how to do something, I watch a YouTube video about how to do it. Sherry says, I just clicked and it appeared. So I don't know how she did it. I don't know, but it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. So I'm curious to hear from you guys. Since you've started keto, since you've improved your life, since you have a stronger, better outlook, have you found people in your life that it was time to cut out? You know, sometimes our relationships become outdated and we need to reassess when we change our life, our goals, our plans, and the direction that we're heading in. Oh, Sherry says she's got all of Carrie's cookbooks. I have a nice collection of Maria Emmerich cookbooks. I love my Maria Emmerich cookbooks as well. I met both of those amazing ladies at KetoCon, and if you've never had the opportunity to meet them in person, you need to. They're the sweetest ladies. Well, Maria Emmerich is the sweetest lady. Carrie Brown kind of scared me when I met her. I was like, oh my God, I just made the most staunch British lady I've ever spoken to hate me. Like, she's very British. She's very straight to the point. She's very matter of fact. And she looked right at me, straight in the face, and she said, who are you? What do you do? And I went, I'm Dory. I made sparkle coffee. And she just looked at me like, you crazy woman. And of course, she's only got 6 or 9 cookbooks. And I'm like, hi, I'm Dory. I'm the creator of Unicorn Sparkle Bulletproof Coffee. So impressive, Dory. So impressive. You only look like a big jerk. Oh my goodness. Sherry says, I'm going after Maria's next. So sad but true, you have to cut friends out when they drain you emotionally. And that happens, right? Sometimes it happens subtly and slowly, and we feel obligated to these people because they're part of our life or they've been part of our life for a long time. And sometimes we need to make those decisions just for us, just to be happy, just to move on. Jen says, girl, you're always good enough. I love you. The tards that I know were friends that were true hang on. The tards that I knew that were friends are true. Take what's in front of them and take what's in front of them, kind of people, stupid dummy. Never take if you can give it back. That's what I've learned. And you know what? I know Jen has had lots of people in her life like that too. And I think that a lot of us do, because we come together from a place of low self-confidence. We come together from a world where we didn't really feel like we were worthy of friendship or romance or love. I mean, we were lesser than other people, and a lot of us accepted lesser treatment for a lot of years, and it's hard to break from that mindset. And at the end of the day, I feel like it's the truest form of self-love to be honest about who's healthy for you and who's not. It's not always an easy decision to make, but I think at the end of the day, when we decide to cut someone out of our lives that isn't a positive influence, we always feel free. You spend months and months dreading what will happen, how will they react if I, break up with my boyfriend, if I unfriend my best friend, and you spend months stressing out about it, and then when it's done, just the absolute relief, the absolute relief. And I'm feeling that way today about Facebook. I've spent so much time stressing out about Facebook that the decision to take it from my main focus and put it on the back burner makes me feel so free. I'm excited today, and I'm sorry if you guys are sad that we're gonna have less Facebook content, but for me, I feel free. I feel like I've been juggling around this decision for the last 6 months, and as soon as I made it and as soon as I said it out loud, I felt so much better. I just felt like we're gonna have a better time, because so much of my focus that you guys don't see behind the scenes, so much of my focus behind the scenes is Facebook stress. And if I can take that out of the equation, then the behind the scenes stress is so much smaller. So much smaller. Crystal says, once we start taking better care of ourselves and setting healthy boundaries, some people just gotta go. And that's the bottom line. Do not be afraid to set a healthy boundary for yourself. Do not be afraid to approach the people in your life and say, you know what? Our relationship used to work this way. It's not working for me anymore. That is fully within your right to let people know if your relationship with them isn't working anymore. Sherry says, Carrie does seem a little intimidating. She does. I was so scared. I almost peed my pants when she talked directly to me. I was like, oh my God. And I walked away from that conversation thinking she hated me. Because it got better. So first I was awkward and weird about the coffee. Okay. That was step one. And then, if you guys saw the lives from KetoCon, I met an amazing lady, Susan, and we did a quick live where we talked about bariatrics. Well, I'm standing there talking to Carrie Brown, and Susan walks up, and I'm like, oh my God, my new best friend. You need to meet my new best friend. And Carrie turns, and she looks at me, and she says, that's my best friend. And I was like, oh, well, we could share her. And she was like, no, that is my best friend, and I don't share my friends. And I was like, okay, well, I really like your best friend. Hi. That's my best friend. And I was like, oh, well, you're going to have to share because I just met her and we love each other. No, I don't share my friends. And I was like, oh my God, I really offended her. Why we can't all just be friends, right? BB says, let's all be friends. Why we can't all just get along? Yeah, don't claim Carrie Brown's best friend. I'm just saying, be like, oh my God, my new best friend. No. Oh, goodness. Sue says, Dory Lynn Marie Sonnenberg, you're Dory, and he is fun, keto lady. You make us happy. Oh, I love you. Oh, shout out to the fellow Brits from Miss Louise. I love British people, though. I do. I just love the accent. And I did laugh because we were having a conversation about how you can get away with things with an accent. And Carrie was like, oh yeah, I could totally say anything. And you can. If you have a very important sounding accent, I think you could just say anything you want. Anything you want. Oh, goodness. Anne says, I'm going through that now. I've become a keto snob, and I have to weed out all of the negativity. And you know what? We all get that, right? Not everybody is going to understand the path that you're on. Not everyone in your life wants for you to improve. And I know that sounds shitty, because everyone in your life who cares about you should want for you to be happy and healthy and well-adjusted and enjoying your life. But the truth of it is, for the people in our lives who like to control us, being happy, being healthy, enjoying your life takes you right out from under their thumb, right? You no longer listen to what you're told. You're no longer feeling the way that they would like for you to. So we always have to keep in mind, is this something I want for me? Do the people around me want the best for me? And if the people around me don't want the best for me, how do I get better people around me? Because that's the good question. Like, if the people around you don't want the best for you, how do you get the best people around you? And the number one answer to that is by valuing your own self-worth. As soon as you're ready to step up and say, no, I deserve better treatment than that, I deserve better friendship than that, that's when we get it. As weird and as crummy as it sounds, you stop accepting miserable relationships when you stop accepting miserable relationships. Karen says, moved to Cambodia about the time I started keto, and only keep in touch with the people I really care about. And especially when you're out of country, it's really, really easy to see who truly matters in your life, who is part of your everyday life. My sister used to tell me something when I was young, and she would say, oh, we're paused on Instagram. Give us 2 seconds. Paused due to poor connection. I don't know how it could have a poor connection. I'm in my kitchen. But it does say it's reconnecting, so we'll just give it a second. I don't know why. So we'll just continue on for a minute while we wait for Instagram to catch back up. As I'm just saying, Instagram's less glitchy than Facebook. Today's not its day. I will say that Instagram has been bought out by Facebook, so I don't know, maybe give it some time. It might eventually get, just as awesome. I do not know. It's showing me that it's poor connection, but it's also still showing me the comments scrolling, so I don't know if we're still recording or not. So while we're waiting for that, I'll read Jen's comment. And she said, I have learned that I am the only one who makes me happy. I am the only one who can help myself. I learned that from the hurt I have been through, and that I am my only best friend. I did break the internet. It's all shady, but I'm still getting comments. I don't know. I totally broke it. And that is, Jen is 1,000,000% right. At the end of the day, you need to be willing to be your own best friend. You need to be willing to be your own strongest support, because we don't all live in an ideal world where we have lots of people who support us in our health journey. So learning to be your own best friend, learning to be your own support, and learning to rely on your own intuition is key. So I'm going to say it looks like the video stopped, but I must still have sound on Instagram, ? Because I can still see people commenting. So let me know if I still have sound. We're going to sign off, and I will see you guys back in about 15 minutes, and we're going to make mug cookies. Cookies. C is for cookie. So I will see you guys soon, and we're going to hang out, and we're going to make some ridiculous instant mug cookies. We're going to do a snickerdoodle one, and we're going to do a chocolate chip cookies and cream crunch. So come back in 15 minutes, and let's get our cookie on. See you guys soon. Have a great day.